Snakes alive. I got another story about snakes. I had quite a few encounters with snakes when I was working in the bush area. And as I've said, with the people hearing the stories but getting inside their beliefs about snakes and in relation to sorcerers and magic. You're with Roger from MSC Mission Office, and this is Mission Alive. This story is perhaps a little bit amusing, funny. There was a fellow I knew at Borragona. He was in fact one of the funniest people I've ever met. He could tell stories and literally have people falling around laughing. But he was absolutely petrified of snakes. And I picked that up one way and another, and literally if there was a snake, he would just run away, full gallop, run away. And I talked to him about it one day, and he said, "Father," he said, "snakes." If I'm on the way to the garden, and he might be carrying his bush knife and some other things, I said, I just throw everything in the bush and run all the way home, and that's it. No garden for the day. Just stay home. And I've seen him when there's a snake around, leap in the air and take off. And so I again asked him about it once. He told me the story. When he was a younger man, not too far from Borragona, there was a place called Capagary. It was an agricultural station, and he worked there as a younger man, and at that stage it was still in the colonial era of the Australians, and they were experimenting with vegetables to see what would grow in that climate so as they could propagate that with the people and distribute the seed or whatever and encourage people to plant it. So they had a lot of gardens planted. They were having trouble with a pig coming into the garden and damaging, rooting things up and damaging it. And so this guy, he went around through the bush in and out, and he found where the pig was coming through. So he went to the boss, who was an Australian, and he said, "If you give me the gun and some cartridges and a torch, I'll get that pig and we'll solve this problem." So the boss did, and he went out in the evening, one evening, and he picked a spot beside a tree where he could wait for the pig to come through and shoot the pig. So he's standing there with the gun and the torch, everything ready, so that you just have to point the gun, put the torch on and shoot before the pig could react. So he's standing there in the dark near this tree. And then he feels around his legs a snake wrapping itself around his legs. It was a big boa, one of those boa constrictor things. And it was wrapping itself around his legs. He's out there in the dark on his own. Imagine the fear. Anyway, however he got out of it, he must have jumped up and down and leapt and ran and got out of it, ran all the way back to the camp. Ever after that, petrified of snakes. Now, just an experience like that, out there on your own in the dark, would be enough. But if you throw in on top of it the belief that snakes can in fact be sorcerers, and he would believe that he was being attacked by a sorcerer, and then in behind that is also the fear of who is it that is asking the sorcerer or paying the sorcerer to attack him, and why? Why is someone attacking me? What have I done wrong? Why do people want to kill me? And so that brings in worry and fear about his relationships, his relations, people that he knows. And so it's a very complex sort of a thing. But as time went on, with his fear of snakes, and I'm afraid myself and others would play on that and frighten him with a snake skin or something, and he would leap in the air and run away. And he'd say to me, Father, don't do that, don't do that. Oh, he'd get really frightened. So again, You have to accept the man as he is, with his fears and phobias and his worries about things and his beliefs. He was a very good man, and he became a prayer leader, and he did a lot of good and raised a good family. This is all part of Mission Alive, and the mission is alive. Thank you.